Hello everyone. My name is Daniel Kolyasa, presenting on behalf of Agency Hyrax. Today we're going to be talking about Spotify. More specifically, how we can bring the positive connecting power of Spotify to listeners across the globe. Spotify is the world's most popular audio subscription streaming service, and here are some of the numbers which reflect this. So their revenue in 2023 was 13.2 billion euros. Their paid subscriptions were at 226 million, while their user base was at 602 million total. Their music library was over at 100 million tracks and counting every day. And as of the past couple of years, they've also added podcasts and even now audiobooks. So we know Spotify has a massive catalog and user base, but what about the user base itself rather than just the totals? For the task at hand, we are focusing on Gen Z and millennials as the connecting factor here. Music is a big part of what guides these generations through life, having a significant connection to it as an emotional outlet. Feeling a sense of belonging is important, and music is a key factor in bridging that gap, not only on a personal level with the individual connecting to what the artist is expressing, but on a community scale where people come together to appreciate artists and genres they love. The thing with the emotional aspect is, it's not just the stereotypical music equals good vibes idea, which exists in pop culture, but it's a much deeper connection than that. Whether it's relaxing or getting amped up, or even a relief of repressed feelings, either way, it's a release of emotion in some form and tied to one of the core things that make us humans. Other than being emotional beings, we're also social, and there is also an epidemic of loneliness in the modern world. Sadly, 73% of Gen Z report feeling alone sometimes or always, and the ability to isolate ourselves with modern technology even more is not helping with that. Now, before I explain where I'm going with this, let's take a brief look at Spotify's current setup. You do have a profile on Spotify, and users can follow each other, share playlists and stuff like that, but it's pretty bare bones when it comes to any sort of interaction. One can say it looks a little lonely. This is the Spotify profile of David, for instance, who's right around the age where Gen Z and millennial overlap. Even with the stuff featured for his own eyes, the layout here is pretty simple. But without that, when this page is viewed by someone else, for instance, there's even less going on here. There are also playlists on the left curated either by Spotify or other users. At the moment, the playlist feature is one of the most significant ways people interact through Spotify. Although David does follow artists he frequently listens to, this feature is not a priority because as long as he can search up the music he wants to hear, it doesn't really make a difference. So same goes for having friends on the app. While it's neat to see their playlist or what they're currently listening to, there's not much else to it. So clearly there's a missing ingredient in this recipe, but what is it? Well, it's human connection. As mentioned, the framework is there to follow and share music in a limited manner, but there's not much interaction going on. So how do we plan to remedy this? Well, with that I present to you the Spotify connection. Spotify's main goal is and always will be to be a curated streaming platform, somewhere where you can find professionally uploaded and organized music, podcasts, audiobooks, etc. But what if we allowed the users to connect with each other a bit more and share their love for these things? So one of the ways we can do this is by adding comment sections. They can be easily integrated in the current cards underneath the song where Spotify users can comment, like, and reply to each other's comments and even check out the commenter's profile. It would mesh in nicely with the current lyrics and about the artist cards, and it would be expandable in the same way. User profiles will be enhanced to be more interactive, but still retain the core functionality of Spotify. So users will be able to pin their favorite tracks, for example, their recent activity might be displayed, like comments, along with recent uploads, more on those shortly. And, the things that already are on their profile will also be there, like the playlist they create, for instance. Of course, there's going to be privacy settings. If someone doesn't want their recent comments to show, they can turn that off. But for the most part, the idea is to make this page more interactive and useful and reflect the user's personality a bit more. Another thing that will allow for fun community interaction is the ability to upload user tracks. The goal here is not to make Spotify into SoundCloud or a similar platform like that for the record, as these uploads will stay on the user's profile and not interfere with the search feature. It is more for sharing recordings for fun, for your friends or followers, or maybe profile visitors to see and comment on, for the element of human connection and positivity. It is also worth mentioning that the previously mentioned features will not interfere with the current subscription setup Spotify has, as everyone will be able to comment, visit profiles, and upload sound clips, but free and premium memberships will continue to work in the same way as before. Music is something we connect with on a much deeper level than simply entertainment, especially the younger generation. At the end of the day, the Spotify Connection project really gives the platform a chance to bring out the very best from what music constantly delivers: community, belonging, and positivity, and of course, also fun. Thank you very much for your time.